So this rookie class might save the 49ers offensive line. As we talk about Dominick Puni, Jarrett, Kingston, and Drake Nugent, welcome from America's most beautiful city. Top of Bernal Heights. I guess it rained twice today as I was on my way home from Las Vegas, where I saw the 49ers' top 3 rookie offensive linemen put on another great performance. And this has huge implications for Brock Purdy and this team, both in the present and in the future, because they've needed an immediate improvement, especially at right guard. And Dominick Puni is going to start at right guard, and he had 58 pass blocking snaps over 3 preseason games, gave up a total of 2 pressures. One of the lowlights for Puni happened yesterday where he got crossed up on the stunt, pushed back into Brock Purdy. That was one of the pressures that he gave up, but Purdy immediately turned it into a highlight because Brock Purdy is an elite quarterback, and he was able to feather the ball over the linebacker in front of the safety to George Kittle. That was the play on which Puni gave up the pressure. Then there's Jarrett Kingston, who came in a little bit later. He's also been playing guard, playing some tackle also during the practices for the 49ers. And Kingston had 85 snaps in pass protection over the 3 games, and he only gave up 2 pressures. So in Puni and Kingston, you have 2 offensive linemen who ranked in the top 5 of all offensive linemen this year in the short shuttle. And the short shuttle is how quickly measures how quickly a player can shuffle from side to side. And that's obviously extremely important, not only to run blocking, but also to pass protection. Then you have Drake Nugent, who scored very well in the short shuttle as well. He plays a different position. He plays center. I think center is extremely important to what the 49ers do offensively. Kyle Shanahan has long pursued high-priced centers. Remember Weston Richburg, unfortunately he got hurt in the 2019 season, but then Alex Mack has been with Shanahan for 3 stops before he retired after the 2021 season. Well, Nugent was an all Big Ten center at Michigan on a 15-0 national championship team for Jim Harbaugh, the former 49ers coach. The only reason that he wasn't drafted was because he's a little undersized for the position, but he had 59 pass blocking snaps over the course of this preseason, and he gave up only 1 pressure, which ranked number 3 of all centers in the NFL. So Nugent, he might be a practice squad guy. This might be a future project for the 49ers. But I think that Puni, especially since he's already been named the starting right guard, and Kingston, they can help this 49ers offensive line immediately. I'm making my way across Bernal. This is absolutely epic. Right above the Mission, by the way, we could step over here so you guys can get a better look at the Mission behind me. Twin Peaks is over that way. Mike again being put to the test with the wind coming over Twin Peaks from the Pacific Ocean. It doesn't get any better than this. So this year, the 49ers offensive line, they ranked, I think, number 21 in pass block win rate last year. I've been highly critical of the 49ers pass protection for years. And I've always pointed, it seems, when I'm criticizing this line, I've always pointed at that right guard position first. You can, even if Colton McKivitz is not a good pass protector, I know he had his struggles yesterday, the throw that Deebo Samuel couldn't hang on to, the interception, Brock Purdy had a fight against immediate pressure coming against Colton McKivitz. But even if right tackle struggles, the quarterback has a little bit of time to react and get away. We saw Purdy sidestep pressure from the right yesterday on the throw to the right to Jordan Mason. But if pressure's coming right up the middle, that's the kryptonite of every single quarterback. So you better have good blocking, good pass protection from your guards, especially with some of these new age defensive tackles. It started with the Aaron Donald revolution. Some of these light defensive tackles who are super quick on the inside. You need real athleticism. That's why that short shuttle is such a good measurement and such a good predictor for offensive linemen who are going to succeed. So I think Dominick Puni's quickness, athleticism, and his anchor, he didn't give up a single sack over 2 years at Kansas, is extremely significant. I think that the same holds true for Jarrett Kingston. You have to look at these guys' backgrounds, right? Jarrett Kingston was at Washington State in the air raid under Mike Leach. So they hardly ever ran the ball, so he really polished his game as a pass protector at his first stop, and then he transferred to USC, where there was obviously more running happening, and I think he's developed into a guy that can succeed in the 49er system. San Francisco is going to pass more than ever under Kyle Shanahan this year. That's a testament to Brock Purdy, it's a testament to their weapons, but it's also a testament, I think, to an improving offensive line. Kingston can pass block. We'll see if and when he is inserted into the lineup. It's obviously been a good start to him in his rookie preseason. Puni is in the lineup. He can pass block in the future. It does look like Drake Nugent also knows what he's doing, but more development will obviously be needed. But with more passing comes more responsibility up front. And with a franchise quarterback like Brock Purdy being one of the best talents in the game comes the need to protect him. And I think that the 49ers are firmly on that track. Now, there are still injuries and hurdles to overcome along the offensive line. Obviously, Colton McKivitz is not a great right tackle, especially in pass protection, but I think that Puni has shown the attention to detail so far over the course of these 3 preseason games that indicate he might be able to help Colton McKivitz. Just some of the awareness to be able to step to the right, make a little shove to the right whenever Colton McKivitz might need a little bit of help. Especially that one example against the Saints in the red zone on the throw that went from Josh Dobbs to Trent Taylor. Puni was looking for somebody to block, and I guess he might have even created a little bit of an issue, but his wherewithal, mental wherewithal to quickly erase it was impressive to me. He stepped on McKivitz's foot, realized that McKivitz might need some help because of that, because he destabilized his teammate, so he gave a shove to the right side and then spun around when he didn't have a pass rusher to pick up in his own lane. He spun around to help Colton McKivitz on the backside. I mean, really, really good wherewithal, really, really good awareness for a rookie, right? And that's what we saw from Dominick Puni on that play. Jarrett Kingston, he'll continue to develop into that role. And then Drake Nugent, he's got a whole other list of things to worry about that begins with calling out the safety rotations and setting the protections for the offensive line, because that goes through the center in the 49ers system. All right, we're going to finish up this tour, and there was a prank. I'm going to play the prank at the end. John Feliciano, and this is the part of the injury situation the 49ers have to overcome up front. Feliciano, surgery on his knee, is going to be out for about half the season. He's the one that pranked Dominick Puni by pouring a bunch of styrofoam into his car. He said that Puni deserved it. I'm not so sure. I met Puni. I met his parents. Seemed like really nice people. I don't know what he possibly could have done to deserve it. I'll play the video after this, but you got to take care of the injury situation where you don't have the insulation of John Feliciano. You have to make sure that Jake Brendel's knee holds up, because he's got the knee tendonitis that he's dealing with here, and he has been dealing with maybe even since last year. Maybe that marked the regression. You've got to overcome the fact that Aaron Banks is going to be out until at least week 1 with a pinky injury. I think that there was some trouble over on the left side of the line yesterday. The one Purdy sack, that was the fault of Nick Zakelj, the backup left guard, and Jalen Moore, the backup left tackle, just getting beaten by a 2-man rush. And obviously you got to get Trent Williams back, and maybe that happens this week. Maybe Big Trent comes back this week. That helps solidify the 49ers offensive line in the short term. And in a longer term, you're looking at contributions from Jarrett Kingston, obviously Dominick Puni now and in the longer term, and potentially even Drake Nugent. But what a start for these rookie offensive linemen. I think that's one of the biggest stories for the 49ers coming out of training camp. This is why you can't just go to any source on the internet and think that you know about the 49ers accurately. Oh, they said they didn't invest in the offensive line. Well, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at 3 gems along the offensive line based on what we've seen so far. So it looks like the 49ers actually did invest in the offensive line, and probably would have been smart to just sit back and see things develop, because that's what the 49ers are doing now. And these 3 guys, Puni, Kingston, and Drake Nugent, they could spearhead a real turnaround for the 49ers pass protection, not just now, but moving into the future. All right, it's Sunset signing off from Bernal Heights. Here's that prank video that John Feliciano was able to pull on Dominick Puni.